All right, hello everyone. How are you guys? This is Edwin, and I'm in charge of Dango's Diary, which is the official name of my YouTube channel. It has been long. I went on live to talk about issues affecting us, but today I've decided to do so. And I apologize to you, my faithful fans and followers, for not being able to go live. However, I'm making up for that by creating regular content to share with you on my channel. The main reason why I'm going live today is because of the recent news about the death of many Africans trying to cross over to Europe by means of sea, either through Tunisia, Libya, or Moroccan Sea, that is the Mediterranean Sea. If you are an African living abroad and you are like carefree as to why this issue is happening, then I would say you are not like showing consent towards what is happening back home, because it's heartbroken to see many Africans dying on sea. Please share the video. I need as many people as possible. What can be done to control the death that is happening right now at the Mediterranean Sea? Let's share our thoughts on this and what exactly can be done to control this situation. The fact that our brothers risked their life to travel to Europe by boat, small boat with hundreds of passengers, is quite risky. What advice? And on the part of international organizations like EU, what exactly are they doing to help control this situation? Keep sharing the videos. Yeah, those of you in Thailand, good afternoon. And my subscribers from Bangladesh, I greet you all. If you're there, please tune in. Migration to Europe and the death toll that we all are witnessing. What is your opinion? What is your take on that? Keep sharing. Hello to everyone, those of you in Cameroon. If you're watching right now, accept my greetings from this end. I think of you all. The first thing I would like to talk about is the issue of traveling. When you want to travel abroad, what motivates you to take this journey? That's the first thing you have to think of. Because traveling is one thing. Being able to stay in the country where you intend to travel to and succeed is another thing. So as a youth, an African aspiring to move abroad, you need to have a preconceived plan in mind. Why are you going abroad? What do you intend to do? You have to think about all these points, because moving there is not just enough. You have to have a plan in hand. If you get there, how do you plan to succeed? Because the bitter reality is abroad is not meant for everybody. There are those that can travel and actually succeed, and there are those that might not succeed abroad. So you have to think of all these. And again, if you need to travel, you need to think of the resources. Do you have the necessary finance that is needed to sponsor your trip abroad? Because one of the reasons why many Africans are using the sea is because it's cheap and affordable. They can't afford a flight ticket, so they prefer to go the cheap way. And if it's cheap, it's dangerous as well. That's why a lot of deaths has been recorded. In fact, between 21st and 22nd of April, close to 130 bodies were recovered by the Moroccan Coast Guard of Africans that have drowned while attempting to cross over to Spain and Italy. So again, if you have the finance, the money to sponsor your trip, why would you risk your life traveling by boat? These are all aspects that you have to think of. If you have the money, get a flight and travel by flight instead of risking your life. And by sea is not just the only options that Africans use to travel to Europe or America. There is also a route towards the desert that they take, and many have died as a result of this. So just three questions I'm asking. What is causing this huge migration from Africa from your point of view? Is it only the economic situation and the political situation back home? And why mostly sub-Saharan Africans that are trying to cross over to Europe? Other Africans from other parts of Africa are traveling as well, but they use the right way by flight. There is little or no risk involved. Why are people from sub-Saharan Africa migrating a lot to Europe and America, and why are they using the wrong way instead of the right means? And again, just like you see in the video that I uploaded today, those that were lucky enough to take the journey and actually got to Europe, like Italy, being there, life hasn't been easy because when they got there, what they see is not exactly what they were told when they left Africa. Yeah, it's not exactly what they were told. Life there is much more harder as initially perceived. So one thing is to make the journey alive, and two is to survive out there. So why this movement? Why this trend? And on your part, would you think the international organization is not doing enough actions to help this situation? We think of EU. EU has an organization that it runs, which is known as Frontex. Frontex here is in charge of border controls to maintain safety and to apply our international human rights to migrants, refugees trying to cross to other countries. There are lots of reports accusing Frontex, EU as a whole, about its slow response and slow course of action in order to help drowning migrants when a distress call is made or put across. How true is that fact? No one knows because EU has maintained that it's doing everything possible to manage this situation. Other countries that borders Europe, like Tunisia, Libya, and Morocco, like the government is also being accused that very little is done to help save drowning migrants. Again, the government remain positive that they are doing everything possible to help those traveling when they are in difficult situation like drowning. Is that enough? And as an African, you might want to empathize with those risking their life to undertake such journey. What advice can you give them? Some will say, oh, I wouldn't risk it. What I want you to know here is I am not against you traveling abroad because I, for one, I am out. But then my point is, if you must take this journey, you have to be able to do it the right way. Avoid all the shady means of traveling out because it risks your life. And when we talk of economic and political situations back home, that might be the cause of this phenomenon. Yeah, things back home, to be honest, is not that easy, especially from sub-Saharan Africa, where corruption is the order of the day, and economically, things are not okay. The economy is bad. There is inflation of prices. Markets is not doing well. A lot of produce or products are not doing well in the market. Farmers are really suffering. Yeah. So all this propelled youths to move out. Youths that have become desperate because of lack of job, lack of good living standard. This might propel them to leave. But you might want to agree with me again that those living are not really in need of a job or lacking. There are some that are just propelled by the pride of traveling abroad. Not that they can survive back home. They actually have the means to survive. But they take this pride and greed because they want more. They risk their life to travel. And at the end of the day, they land themselves in problems like what we see now, the drowning on sea. So what I'm trying to say is if you have the means to live back home and survive, manage what you've got there because like I mentioned, there are those of us that travel out because at that moment there was nothing in place to do. There was nothing in place to give hopes that you can actually stay home and make it. So if you have that kind of structure where you think you have something to do in order to survive, why leave it back home to travel? People are dying. In fact, as an advice, I would strongly recommend that if you have the means to stop using the boat to cross over to Europe, that would be very good. Take time, plan, and use the right means. An air flight, which is much more better to travel abroad. I hope this helps, and I know the time difference is affecting you guys from joining this live stream. However, you can watch later because I'll upload this to my channel. See you again, and I hope to go live very soon, maybe a few days from now. This is Dango's Diary. I love you all. Take care. Bye bye.